the Start Broadcast button on the GoToWebinar control panel to allow all attendees to hear you. This system will notify you once you begin your broadcast. The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Okay, sorry about that, folks. Thanks for hanging around while we got our technical difficulties straightened out. So I'll start this with just a short little video that's on KW Connect that gives an overview of how the profit share is calculated.
When deals close, agents who haven't capped pay company dollar to the market center. The market center uses that money to pay its bills. What's left over is profit. Every real estate business is in business for profit, and usually the owners keep all of that profit. This practice makes sense. Owners invest in businesses with the hope of seeing a return. At Keller Williams Realty, we do things a little differently. We believe in growing the business together. So we split the profit between the owners who took the risk and the associates who have helped grow the market center. Roughly 52% goes to the owners who took the risk, and roughly 48% goes to the associates who helped grow the market center. So, how is it dispersed? We figure out what percentage of the market center's profit is a result of that associate, and we take that percentage of the profit share pool and disperse it through the branches of that associate's profit share tree on a monthly basis. The associate sponsor gets half, the associate sponsor's sponsor.
We're just going to restart this because we didn't realize that you weren't seeing the video. So it's only a minute now. So
when deals close, agents who haven't capped pay company dollar to the market center. The market center uses that money to pay its bills. What's left over is profit. Every real estate business is in business for profit, and usually the owners keep all of that profit. This practice makes sense. Owners invest in businesses with the hope of seeing a return. At Keller Williams Realty, we do things a little differently. We believe in growing the business together. So we split the profit between the owners who took the risk and the associates who have helped grow the market center. Roughly 52% goes to the owners who took the risk, and roughly 48% goes to the associates who helped grow the market center. So, how is it dispersed? We figure out what percentage of the market center's profit is a result of that associate, and we take that percentage of the profit share pool and disperse it through the branches of that associate's profit share tree on a monthly basis. The associate sponsor gets half, the associate sponsor's sponsor gets 10%, and so on until all of it is dispersed through 7 levels of sponsorship. At Keller Williams Realty, we believe the profit will grow exponentially when everybody has the opportunity to share in it. We believe in finding the win-win and in doing the right thing, because together, everyone will achieve more.
okay, so we'll flip over to the PowerPoint. So on the 21st of the month, profit share is dispersed and it's automatically deposited into your bank account, and so we call it mail money. So how it gets there is 3 things have to happen. 1, somebody has to have named you as their sponsor. 2, that person had to have a closing that month and paid company dollar, which is the split. And 3, the market center has to have had to be profitable. So when all those 3 things happen, you will receive mailbox money. And every person that joins Keller Williams has to name somebody as a sponsor. So, you know, why not write your name down?
You can't name yourself, can you?
No, you can't name yourself. So I'm just going to go quickly through this, and if you have any questions, just fire away. So again, this goes all back to the culture of the company. We believe that all of our associates should be treated like stakeholders in the business. So we split the profits every month. 52% goes to the ownership and 48% is shared back amongst the agents who are helping us to grow the company. So we've already seen that. So what is passive income? So money that you receive without doing anything actively to earn it. And so we want everybody to have this as part of your wealth building strategy. So, you'd have to have $1.5 million in the bank paying a 5% interest in order to get $75,000. So it's quite difficult to come up with $1.5 million to put in the bank, but you could get out there and grow your downline, and this could become a reality. So again, an associate joins the market center, any market center. So it doesn't have to be here. It can be anywhere where there's a Keller Williams office in the world. And they name you as their sponsor. They pay company dollar, so they're split. So what happens if somebody is capped and they're still having then there is no profit share to be paid because they haven't paid a split. So company dollar market center has a profitable month. Which we've been opened for almost 8 years, and we've only had 2 months where we were not profitable. So, and one thing that Keller Williams is very strict on is actually making sure that all of the market centers are profitable, because we've made a commitment to people that we are going to pay profit share. So, and if you're not paying profit share, then you're being fraudulent. Profit share is automatically deposited in your account the following month. And the other thing to note is that unlike some other franchises, we're actually paying out of profit, not out of revenue. So it is the owner's profits that are being shared. So after 3 years and a day, you are vested. So what that means is that once you've been here for 3 years and a day, you can leave Keller Williams, you can go to a competitor, you can retire, and that profit share will stay with you. And when I looked at the summary from last year, there were quite a few who are no longer with us who have gotten upwards of $10,000 in profit share last year, and they are no longer with us. And the only, should someone die before that 3 years is up, then you're automatically vested, and that profit share will go, it's willable, it goes to your beneficiary. Oops. So how the tree, so you, when you join, you had to name somebody as a sponsor, and then that person named somebody as their sponsor. So it goes back 7 levels. And chances are, most people, you aren't going to know. You might know the first couple, maybe 2 or 3, but you probably won't know anybody beyond that. I know for myself, I think I know the first 5, I think. I don't know who the others are. Why this is not working, clicking. So what you want to do is focus on your first level, because you're, again, you're not going to, you don't know who's above you. So you want to focus on growing your downline, focus on your first level. And then you can help your people that are in their level 1 focus on their level 1. And that's how it grows to 7 levels. And over time, it's been proven that the people that are in the lower level, like down to level 6 and 7, you'll actually earn more money off those levels than you will off level 1 as the tree grows. And of course, it's never too late to start. A lot of people will say, well, the people that started the company are the ones who are going to, get the, benefit the most. But that's not the case. I mean, we plan to grow. We're at 145 agents. We plan to grow to 175 by the end of this year. So they got to come from somewhere. So again, it's all, and everybody should have this as part of their business planning strategy. So when you're doing your business planning for the year, one of the things you should have is trying to take an advantage of some passive income. And it's not that you have to do a lot of work about who you would want to work with, jot down their names, reach out to them for a coffee, and And then all you have to do is relate to them and then refer them to the team leaders. The team leader meets with them, and it's their job to actually get them to join the company. So again, 52% goes to the owners, 48% goes to the agents who help the company grow. So every month, as part of the month-end process, and this is the very rigid month-end process. We have to have our financials done by the end of the second business day. There's 800 market centers, so they watch very closely to make sure that everybody's transmitted on time, because if every day that goes by, it impacts the ability to get the money into people's banks on a manner. So this kind of, if you're not a numbers person or whatever, but this kind of shows, we'd have the how it's calculated. So you take the gross commission, we pay out the royalty fee and the commissions to the associates. What's left over called company dollar. So that's the splits that are being that you're paying to the company. We use that money, the company dollar, to pay all of our bills. Once all the bills are paid, what's left over is profit. So in this example, you can see there was $64,000 in profit that month. Once you take the 52% is calculated to go to the owners, and 48% goes to profit share. And there's a very complicated profit share factor that's calculated every month. They take the total profit share pool divided by the company dollar, and that comes out with the profit share factor. That changes every single month. And that's used. We'll get down to an example. So this is what they do with the factor. So so they're showing in this example, there was one sale that the profit share calculated on this one closing was $446.76. Well, based on that 2.4782 factor, that's how it was calculated. So 4% of that went to level 1, 10% goes to level 2, 5% to 3, 5% to 4, 7.5% to 5, and 10% to 6, and 12.5% to the 7th level. So that 100% of that is shared out amongst all 7 levels. And yes, it is real money. So, what could profit share do for you? I mean, there was one man that I forget where it was, somewhere in the States. He had actually passed away. He had named his neighbor, who had a big family and not a lot of money, and he willed his profit share to them, and they were very grateful because they were really struggling. A lot of people put it away for kids' education, vacations. If there's a profit share Facebook or whatever, and every month you see people getting all excited about how much they're getting and what they're doing with their money. So again, you're not doing the recruiting. All you're doing is getting to know people, getting in relationship with people, and then refer them to the team leader, and the leader meets with them, and hopefully they join Keller Williams. So, and of course, for you folks that are listening online, I can send the handouts to you. But in the handouts, there are some examples of some scripts you can use when you're talking to people. And one of the things that they do talk about in there is not to ever speak negatively about the other company that the agents are working for. Yeah, always be nice, as Mo Anderson says. Be nice. So there talks about that here. Keep the thwart away. And some people will give people the One Thing book or the MREA book, and sometimes take a long time for, for somebody to come. So, don't think because you've had one conversation and they've said no, that's the end of it. I mean, it just get into relationship with people and share with them, some of the things that that we're doing here, that you can bring them to training. Our training is open to everybody.
How many people actually come from other brokerages that are not thinking about coming here?
For training? Actually, for Bold, we've had quite a few that have come and haven't joined us. Yeah. Because one of the things that Keller Williams, what we say is that by having a highly educated or a professional sales force out there, whether or not whatever brokerage they're working for, it doesn't matter. It all reflects, on all agents. Exactly. Yes. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So again, just more tips on, on how to talk to people. Again, all you're doing is building the relationship, and the team leader's job is to recruit. And again, and that team leaders can be in any market center. So if you're going to refer somebody in another market center, we can reach out to that team leader, and let them know that you're sending them their way.
Actually, I was going to talk to you about that because I have somebody who's doing that right now in London.
Yeah.
Still on the fence, but he hasn't contacted that team leader, so maybe I'll get the team leader.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. Well, and then we'll give the example here of Erin here, who was at family reunion in New Orleans there a few years ago. She was in a mall and talking to a perfume sales clerk or whatever, and they were talking for quite a while. And she was asking, Erin, like why she was here, and she said she was there on the Keller Williams conference, real estate conference, and I think she said, oh, you should think about a career in real estate or something like that. Yeah, she was interested. Anyway, so I don't know, about a year later, a phone call from this girl, and she did get her license, and she joined a brokerage in New Orleans and named Erin as her sponsor. So, yeah. And then that girl has since recruited somebody as well, so now Erin has somebody in her level too. So it's that, it can be that, yeah, it can be that easy. He hasn't paid for her perfume. So plant the seed, cultivate the seed, and collect the fruit. So you have two big goals. Enjoy the privilege of being treated like a stakeholder, and have a plan to activate your passive income potential. So again, it's really important to have this as part of your business plan in addition to selling houses and working with buyers. So anybody have any questions? Can't see if anybody's typing. Oh, yes. Oh, Kelly got $221 this month. Yay, Kelly.
Kelly said you can also continue to recruit and grow your tree.
Oh, that's right. Yes, thank you, Kelly, for that. You're right. Oh. I know, yeah, it's a nice little bonus, yeah. Yeah. And the other thing, when you're starting to get, when you're trying to plan, if you want to sit down and be purposeful about it, especially if you have cappers in your first line, because once they cap, you're not going to get benefit from the profit share for the rest of the year. So just kind of stagger them in, if so you have people rolling over at different times, so that you're actually receiving profit share every month. Why does the percent amount change? Oh, in more than lower levels. Okay, so and why they do that is you're being rewarded for continuing to help the company grow. You aren't going to know who those people are on your bottom level, but the people that you're bringing in, and they're working their lower levels. So what they say is those bottom, 6, 7 5, 6, and 7 gives profit share its legs. Yeah. Question, Holly? You're paying attention.
thinking,
You're
yeah,
paying
I
attention.
know.
Yeah. Anybody else have any questions before we wrap it up? To get to the gym. All right. Well, I guess that's it. So I will send out the booklet, the handout there. So for you folks that were online. Yep.